Wack 100 loves calling out snitches, but he might be the biggest fed in the rap game. And today we're breaking down why his reputation in the industry might be cooked. We're gonna get into Wack 100's whole career of alleged snitching, but first we gotta break down the biggest case he's allegedly involved in right now. In March 2025, Big U and 18 other alleged Rolling 60s Crips got booked on a huge RICO indictment, and Wack 100's name is all over the paperwork. According to the cops, Big U and his homie Vay threatened someone and said they had to stop working with Wack because Big U thought Wack 100 was working with the cops as an informant. Big U also talked about how he caught Wack 100 lacking and made him beg for his life. According to the paperwork, Big U had like 20 dudes with him when they caught Wack 100 out with his wife and daughter. Wack 100 was strapped up, but knew he was gonna die if the situation popped off. And he allegedly begged Big U and said, "Don't do this. My wife, my kids in that car." The cops had Big U's phones tapped too, and they heard him telling someone he was gonna break Wack 100's jaw when he saw him. And on another recorded phone call, Big U said he wanted to beat the shit out of Wack. Before Big U turned himself in on the RICO case, he called Wack 100 out on video and said that he was working with the FBI.
When they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about Wack. Wack, loose cannon, 600, and this internet stuff. Wack said 100 times he was gonna take my contracts. He working with the FBI. The FBI went to the city 3 days in a row and told the city they didn't want nobody to give me no more money. They went to all the different celebrities and told all the different celebrities, don't give me no money, don't help me, don't do nothing for me. They going around scared and intimidating everybody.
Another dude who's wrapped up in the Big U RICO case is Brick Baby, and Wack 100 has been calling him a snitch for a while because of the Lil Durk murder case. Lil Durk and his OTF crew are facing murder charges for allegedly killing Quando Rondo's cousin Lil Pop, and Wack 100 thinks Brick Baby is working with the feds against Durk. Lil Durk and Brick Baby were tapped in together, and Wack 100 said Brick Baby is the reason everyone started saying Durk was involved. According to Wack,
the world thought that shooting was a bad weed deal between some Armenians or Persians. That's what the world thought.
But then Brick Baby went on No Jumper and dry snitched on Lil Durk and his crew.
It's Sly Favon, right? Yeah.
They say you can't say that no more.
Why? Oh yeah, because of no. Like
they
who died?
Say you can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Or who?
Nah, because Lil Pop.
Then a few months later, the feds raided Brick Baby's crib and found an AK-47. It looked like it was just a gun case at first, but Wack said the cops really wanted Brick Baby's phone to use against Lil Durk.
Brick Baby just got picked up by the feds. What's happening? When your court date? Right? We're under the presumption that it's an AK-47 case. But what really happened was they came there to get his cell phone.
There were also rumors flying around that Brick Baby snitched on Big U, but Wack 100 actually said that Brick Baby is a victim in the Big U case because he was getting extorted.
The reason why Brick Baby ain't in the RICO is because Brick Baby was a victim. He was getting extorted.
By Big U.
Yeah, he was getting extorted.
Wack 100 claims that Big U is actually the reason Brick Baby got locked up because Big U was talking about Brick Baby while his phone was tapped. According to rumors, Big U was taking a cut of everything Brick Baby was making in the streets, and the cops heard him talking about Brick Baby handing over some money to Big U after he hit a lick. One of the reasons people are calling Wack a fed right now is because he knew about the Big U RICO indictment before anyone else did. Wack even called in a No Jumper and said that he warned Big U's wife over what was about to go down.
After you got the message, you hit up Big U's wife. You said, "Sis, 911. One sec, let me get Solo." And you gave him a heads up.
What I tell him?
You said, "One sec, let me get Solo. He needs to leave. Bad." In caps, all caps. He needs to leave.
I said so bad, right?
Yeah, full bad.
What the 600 saying this shit? It's 4 rolling 60 telling on him.
After Big U turned himself in and said Wack 100 was working with the feds, Wack aired him out like crazy but made his own situation even worse. Wack started clapping back at Big U, but then Wack made even more people call him a snitch because he started talking about Big U's murder case.
I'm Eugene Henley, developing options. I'm here for the people. I'm here for the community. Kill the motherfucking kid though, right? You bitch ass nigga.
Big U was facing charges for killing a dude named Rayshawn Williams and leaving his body in the desert outside of Las Vegas. Rayshawn was a rapper who was signed to Big U's label, but he used to be a football player too, and Big U had been his coach since he was a kid. Big U's son, Deion Henley, plays in the NFL for the Chargers, and he was tied with Rayshawn Williams too. Big U hasn't been convicted for killing Rayshawn Williams, but Wack 100 said that Deion Henley won't even talk to his dad anymore because Big U killed his homie. Wack also claimed that Big U beat his son Deion half to death 6 or 7 different times. Wack 100 said that Big U was a monster who killed an innocent dude. And that whole rant made people call Wack a snitch again because he was talking crazy about an open case and basically saying that Big U was guilty. Wack defended himself at the same time though. A lot of people were wondering how he knew about the RICO case on Big U before anyone else found out. But it turns out that Wack has some inside info from Rayshawn Williams' sister. Wack played a phone call where Rayshawn's sister told him that they found Big U's DNA under Rayshawn's fingernails.
DNA test in my brother's nails.
And according to Wack, that's how he knew that the feds were about to bring the hammer down on Big U. But Wack has already been caught lying about the Big U RICO case. After Big U got locked up, Wack called in a no jumper and told everyone that Adam 22 had been picked up by the feds. That turned out to be cap though, and Adam 22 told DJ Vlad that he was never arrested. According to Adam 22,
so I was playing poker at my house one day, and my girl actually intercepted the person ringing my buzzer outside. I didn't see it. She told him that I wasn't home. Basically, they wanted to serve me with a subpoena. Now, when I hear that, I get nervous. Call my lawyer. I'm like, hey, can you guys call this guy and figure out exactly what's going on with this? They call, they had a series of questions they wanted to ask the feds to basically figure out what the nature of this was gonna be. And I never even ended up having a conversation with him.
Everyone's talking about Wack 100 and the Big U RICO, but this isn't the first time they beefed about snitching. Back in 2024, a documentary came out on Worldstar Hip Hop that allegedly exposed Wack for being a snitch. Wack and his legal team sued to get the video taken down, and Wack claims that Big U was the one who paid Worldstar Hip Hop to show the video.
That was Big U that did it.
How
And
do you
this
know?
stupid motherfucker, let me tell you
How do you
this.
know?
I know because he got a contract with Worldstar. Worldstar is trusted, right? He called and get it put up because he emotional because we've been exposing his ratting, right? Now we got paperwork to his ratting, so it's different, right? So when it got that put up, Worldstar just trusted the dude. They put it up.
Big U has been calling Wack a snitch, but then Wack clapped back and said he's got paperwork about Big U and Brick Baby snitching on a rapper named Sue Surf. Sue Surf is from Jersey, but he allegedly reps the Rolling 60s just like Big U and Brick Baby. Sue Surf and his crew got hit with a RICO case, and Wack 100 claims that Big U and Brick Baby helped the feds put Sue Surf away. The Worldstar Hip Hop documentary about Wack being a snitch got taken down, but a YouTube channel called Street Certified News did a deep dive into the story and claimed that Wack really was wrapped in a crazy case that even involved Shaquille O'Neal. In 2008, a Main Street Mafia Crip member named Stutterbox had gotten into producing and was working with Shaq's record label. Stutterbox allegedly hooked up with Shaq's wife and told Shaq that he made a sex tape with her. So Shaq allegedly had some other Main Street Mafia Crips kidnap Stutterbox and put hands on him. A business manager named Mark Stevens was working with Shaq back then, and he was allegedly involved with the whole situation. 5 months after Stutterbox got kidnapped, the cops caught Mark Stevens on a wiretap talking to a dude named Dell, who was the alleged leader of the Main Street Mafia Crips. During the call, Mark Stevens asked Dell if he wanted to talk to Wack, and Dell said no. Wack 100 and Stutterbox were cool with each other back then because they were neighbors and used to party together. And rumors are saying that Wack was giving the cops info about the Main Street Mafia Crips. During the wiretap call with Mark Stevens and Dell, Mark Stevens said that Wack called him out of nowhere to ask for help. This is where the situation gets a little complicated. According to police documents, there was a confidential informant called Back, and in the documents, the cops said that Back was trying to get in touch with Dell and left 2 messages on Mark Stevens' phone. Back, who was allegedly Wack 100, was actually calling Mark Stevens and Dell to warn them that Stutterbox was a rat. Dell and some other Main Street Mafia Crips ended up getting booked for kidnapping Stutterbox, but the cops didn't have a good case and the whole thing got dropped. Wack claimed that he helped save the Main Street Mafia Crips, but his name allegedly being in paperwork like that definitely didn't help the rumors about him being an informant. But this next paperwork on Wack 100 is way crazier and allegedly proves that Wack has been an informant for almost 2 decades. In 2005, Wack 100 and his brother were pulled over for speeding in Texas. Wack was driving the whip and told the cop that they were headed to a funeral in Oklahoma, and then the cops asked Wack if they could search the vehicle. Wack said no, so a K9 unit was brought to the scene and the cops found a shotgun, a rifle, and a pistol inside Wack's whip. Wack and his brother were both already convicted felons, so the cops booked him on gun charges. Wack posted bail and went back to LA, and back then he was working with Suge Knight at Death Row Records. But 2 years after Wack got picked up in Texas, Suge Knight got taken down by the cops. The cops were trying to take down Suge Knight's whole crew, but what's weird about the case is that Wack wasn't named in the investigation at all. Then the cops indicted the Main Street Mafia Crips for kidnapping Stutterbox, and Wack was in the paperwork. And right after the Crips got indicted, Wack's gun case in Texas was dropped. Wack had said it got thrown out because the cops didn't have enough evidence, but that's not what the paperwork says. According to court documents, Wack's case was dismissed in the interest of justice. Wack also claimed that the case got thrown out because the cops searched the whip illegally, but the paperwork proves he was capping about that. None of this has been confirmed, but rumors say that Wack started working with the feds right after he got arrested in Texas and had been giving them info for years. What makes Wack's situation even crazier is that he's always calling other people snitches without backing it up with real paperwork. Gunna got a lot of heat during the YSL RICO trial when he took an Alfred plea and admitted that YSL was a gang. But then Wack 100 came out and claimed that he had a 2-hour interrogation video where Gunna told way more. Wack said he was giving Gunna a chance to confess to snitching, but if he didn't, then Wack threatened to release the whole video.
Hey, Gunna, listen. I'm putting it together. I'm gonna give you some time. I don't know, 24 hours, 12 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour. I don't know. I'm gonna give you some time though, Gunna. For you to go ahead on and confess. Confess to the world about all the telling you did.
Gunna never responded to Wack's threats though, and Wack never released the alleged video. Wack also tried to throw dirt on BG's name and said he was snitching with no proof. BG is the legend in New Orleans who signed with Birdman's Cash Money label when he was 12 years old. But then in 2009, the cops pulled him over and found 3 guns in BG's whip. He ended up getting hit with a 14-year sentence, but in 2023 he came home after serving 11 years. BG got a lot of love all over the rap game, but then Wack started spreading rumors that BG snitched on somebody. Wack didn't have any evidence though, and BG's own cellmate did an interview and said that BG had nothing but respect on the inside. Wack calling BG a snitch also sparked a beef with Birdman and Lil Boosie. Boosie called Wack 100 a clown, and a lot of people think Wack is capping about having paperwork on BG. Wack is also known for recording phone calls and playing them for people on Clubhouse. Wack is always on Clubhouse trying to air other people out, but the fact that he's always recording phone calls makes him look like even more of an informant. Making up claims about paperwork and recording phone calls is weird, but Wack has also straight up accused people of murder too. Jay Diggs is a West Coast rapper who was tied with Mac Dre before Mac Dre got killed in 2004. Mac Dre's murder was never solved, but Wack 100 went on No Jumper and claimed that Jay Diggs got him killed. That wasn't even the craziest part of the interview though, because Wack also said that Jay Diggs lined his own son up to get murdered.
Unless he want to talk about how he lined his son up to get killed for the insurance money.
See, what is
we
that?
ain't talking. We can talk about it. We ain't talking about it.
It's not clear where the beef really started, but Jay Diggs also dropped a diss track called 3 Finger Wack and rapped, "You a hoe ass kid, you don't want this beef, plus you talk too much, like you don't want your teeth. Yeah, I heard all the gossip, I got you niggas. About to run up in the clubhouse and drop some niggas." Then Wack even got clowned by Adam22 because he was talking crazy about Jay Diggs and still ducked the fade when Jay Diggs tried to link up with him.
You bring up Jason Love, I'm gonna bring up Jay Diggs.
So
When
what?
are we squabbling?
And so what?
Jay
Diggs don't want to come playing with me, bro.
Yeah, he was here trying to line up the fade.
He don't see. That's the problem. Here goes the problem.
No, the problem is, I just want to clarify, I'm only bringing up the thing that you don't want to talk about because you are bringing up a fake story about
met
me.
a man that your
You
wife.
ducking Jay Diggs is real spill.
What I duck him at?
Jay Diggs isn't the only rapper who dissed Wack for talking on the internet though. Gucci Mane also aired out Wack on the track Bluffin' and rapped, "I don't make threats, no I promise. I just drop bands like commas. Don't even ask me about dead folks, cause I ain't got no comment. I want my M's up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 100. I ain't arguing on no internet. I'm not Wack 100. Nobody can say for sure that Wack isn't informing yet, but there's definitely enough rumors going around to make it look suspicious. Plus, a lot of people always thought it was weird that Wack 100 talks about snitches so much and still decided to become 6ix9ine's manager. 6ix9ine is the most infamous snitch in the rap game, but Wack didn't have any problems working with him after 6ix9ine flipped on his own crew and got out of prison. Some people even think No Jumper is part of the Fed's plan too. Adam22 and Wack 100 have aired out all kinds of street business on the podcast, and some people think Wack got dudes like Loose Cannon to self-snitch on purpose so the cops can get involved. There's no real evidence to back the rumors up though. And just because someone decides to self-snitch on a podcast doesn't mean that the podcast is working with the cops. A lot of people think Wack 100 might be an informant, but others are saying that he's terrified that the cops are going to come for him like they did for Big U. Rumors say that Wack has been extorting people just like Big U allegedly did. And now Wack is getting nervous that he might be the next dude they hit with an indictment. At the end of the day, there's a lot of accusations going around without any evidence to back them up, and nobody really knows what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know if Wack is a Fed or not right now, but there's a good chance he's cooked either way, because there's a ton of people who believe that he is. And sometimes, a rumor is all it takes to kill your career.